see here all those containers on a chassis. They are probably hot boxes. That means they need to get out of the terminal very quickly, or that can be that they have chemicals on board that they don't want to put it in a pile. They have to be separated, or if there's some accident, then they can reach it, pull it. So that's why those containers are here so close to the water. This ship here, that is also a smaller container ship. It's the Margarita service. That is maintaining north-south trade. So they go to Central America. They go all the way south to the Panama Canal, and then they come back up. You will see a lot of reefer containers in the international trade. All the reefer containers are mostly white. And you see there the ONE, the white containers. They are probably empties that are going back to Central America, going back with melons and mangoes and bananas. But this is a smaller service that is not going Trans-Pacific. But the Ever Magna here, that is a big one. Again, as big as the ship that we saw earlier in CMA CGM, same configuration, also around 13 to 14,000 TEU. And the capacity is about 50% below deck, 50% above deck. So if you see here a stack of 3 containers high, or sometimes 7 containers high, it will also be 7 containers deep below deck.
Are all these post-Panamax cranes?
Yeah.
All three,
All 3.
Evergreen and CMA and
Yeah.
And
We have some smaller ones, but they are. I mean, those cranes are very small over there on the left hand side.
Right.
Compared to on the other side of the channels, that is super post Panamax, and that is the old Panamax cranes. Here we go over under the Vincent Thomas Bridge. This was finished in 1963, and there is a big project coming on. They will close this bridge at the end of this year for a year and a half, about 16 months, and they will place the deck. Now we have here on the right hand side Terminal Island, and they are served by 3 bridges. One here on the west side, one the Gateway Bridge at Long Beach, the big new bridge there, and then a bridge on the north side. And that's the only way that you can get on this island. And with the closure, that can get some issues, but there is around 35 to 40,000 moves, traffic moves over that bridge, and only 8% is trucks, and that is all kinds of trucks. That doesn't have to be container trucks, it can also be delivering trucks. So this bridge is not heavily used by the port industry. Here on the right we have the clock tower. This is now a breakable facility, but it was an old Madsen facility. Madsen is an Jones Act carrier that in the old days before World War II also did passengers. You could get here on the boat if you needed to go to Hawaii. It was not as luxurious as a cruise liner. It was just a boat with a lot of freight and then a couple of cabins for the passengers there. They have an identical tower in San Francisco and also in Hawaii, where they call it the Aloha Tower. think there was a question about the liquid bulk terminals. Most of the liquid bulk terms are related to refineries here in near the port. We have about 6, but this one here, Phillips 66, they will close the refinery. And the refinery is actually right in front of us. You see that? They will close that facility. So, but they probably will keep the marine side to service the end user and the gas stations, and they will bring more product in from other parts of the nation. There are no pipelines with, for instance, Houston or Louisiana, where there's also a lot of refineries. So we are more or less an energy island, and to serve the traditional energy demands, they still need these facilities here in the port and a lot of ports in the United States. This part of the port is the West Basin Container Terminal, of West Basin, and then we have the West Basin Container Terminal in front of us. But here we are going around the corner, and there's Trade Pack. This was the first automated terminal on the West Coast, and they do it a little bit different than what we saw at Maersk. They still have those straddle carriers. Unfortunately, there is no ship in at the moment. But they will offload the containers with the big cranes that you see here. There's still somebody in that cab that will pick up the container, put it all the way on the back reach, there where you see those cables hanging. They go all the way to that part of the crane, put the container on the ground, and then those red machines that you see there, all parked, they detect that, they will pick it up, and then there's a handover to those straddle carriers or the gantry crane that they have there with Kalmar, those light gray container cranes. They will serve the stack of containers. They have also optical character readers. They can see that container number. They know exactly where it is. And then the truck is serviced on the other side. So there is a water side component and a land side component. Nobody is in that yard when those machines are running, and the advantage with a traditional terminal, container terminal, and an automated terminal is that you can densify the yard. With a traditional terminal, you have all those truck lanes for truck access to the containers, and you don't need that on an automated terminal. In this case, it's only a very skinny track. Rail track, and then on the end of the stacks, the containers are served to the trucks. Very expensive. This terminal has already invested around $200 million in automated equipment. Also very expensive to build because there's a lot of electric conduits and transformers needs to be built, and the whole concrete is the whole yard is concrete, and with traditional it's asphalt. So it's a very expensive proposition from the port, but also for the terminals with all the equipment. While we make the change here, we have here a barge, and that barge is an environmental barge, so it will take the exhaust gas from the stack of the ship, and then they do the filtration there. Those machines or those barges mostly get out the particulate matter, the SOx and the NOx. A little bit less on the greenhouse gases, because then you need completely electric ship, and we can do that we can do that on some of our terminals because we have ship-to shore power. So here, where you see the Yongming vessel, that was the first terminal in the world that we put a container ship on electric power. There's two big cables going in with 6,600 volts, and they will power that whole facility, the whole ship. They can shut down their auxiliary engines so they don't burn that very polluting bunker fuel. And we started that program in 2008, and we have a base year 2005. And since 2005, we have diminished those pollutants, and in particular matter up to 95% since we started. So all container terminals now have ship-to-shore power, and also the cruise terminals has ship-to-shore power. And to make that in perspective, so I said 6,600 volts. That is good for lighting up about 15 houses. And then if you have a cruise terminal, that would be 150 houses because they draw a little bit more juice from the grid. So we are also in a capital improvement of $500 million to bring more electricity to this port, because we have a goal that by 2030 all terminal equipment will be electric, and then by 2035 we hope that all the trucks that are coming to this port will be also electric or hydrogen, and that it looks more and more that it will be electric. Hydrogen is a little bit further away.